Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mass shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
You know what time it is, nigga? Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm into you. Got my nigga Ramon with me. But that was my niggas in the field.
This is the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And what we do is we go out on the streets to do what? Inject brotherhood back into the ghetto, sisterhood back into the ghetto, right? And we're here to teach brothers and sisters the Bible the correct way, right? We've been going to these churches forever, getting taught the wrong way, right? We've been putting these pastors' kids through college. You know what I mean? We've been putting these pastors in Bentleys and mansions and fur coats. And we've been doing this for way too long, right? The title of tonight's class is called The Blueprint for Black Power, right? And Black Power, what does that encompass? That encompasses all of the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? And it's almost as if they act as if having power is a bad thing, you know, because we've been on the bottom for so long. You know, one thing that scares the NAACP, you know what it is? Black power. You know the one thing that scares politicians? Black power, right? Because what does it do? It actually means that you want to be equal with white people, right? It's different when you say you want America to act right, and we want to vote so they could just somehow we can get a politician that's going to make people act right. But it's a difference when you say we really want to be equal with you, right? Because being equal is the real threat. Like it's easy to be equal in where we spend our money. That's easy. You could be equal with what? You want to go to JCPenney's, have at it. You want to go to Walmart, have at it, right? But when you really start to say, I want to be equal with you, now there's a real issue with that, because what does that mean? That means you want to have a military just like we have a military. You want to have infrastructure just like we have infrastructure. You want to have ownership the way that we have ownership. And what would that mean? That would mean that you are a threat. You are a black identity extremist, right? And you are part of a hate group, right? And you will be on the Southern Poverty Law Center's website talking about you a hate group because you actually want to be equal with the people that's been oppressing you. And this is why it's important that we come back to this truth and understand that there's nothing wrong with having power. There's nothing wrong with none of that. The Lord will give us all the power we want. But we have to be the kind of people that's going to be worthy of getting that power. Do you think that the Lord is going to give Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel, the credit or the honor of ending white supremacy? You think that that's going to happen? The Lord is going to give us that honor? No. You know what we're going to be saying? We're going to be saying Black Lives Matter until the year 3000. That's what's going to happen. So what we want to do in these classes is we want to put ourselves in the kind of position that we need to be in so that it could give us the best footing possible, right? So that we don't have to keep starting off every single year worse off than what we were the year before. We have a real bad misconception of what power actually is. And we're going to go through it tonight. All right. So the first scripture I want to go to is 1 Corinthians 4, and let me get 20. What's going on, Tosh? Shalom. Shout out to the sister, man. She made some like 2 meals tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody that's online. Who we got in the chat, Kohal? Who we got in the chat tonight? I want y'all to share the chat, man. Not the chat. Share the damn video. All right.
And right. If I could, I'm gonna go ahead and read a couple people's names out.
Mm-hmm.
We got Elder Charles.
Elder Charles.
We got Dezarin.
Mm-hmm.
We got Yakar. We got Just Started Paint.
Okay.
Olivia Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Prince.
Mm.
We got Eugene Miranda. Mana Salakia. Mana Ama.
Your mic is kind of far.
Oh, we got Izara Bath Yahouda. We got Taylor Prince. We got Salakia Carrier 3. That's what
Shout out to everybody, man. Look, share the video so we can get out in the hallway. You know what I mean? The hallway of social media, right? It ain't take nothing. Just hit the like button, share the video. All right, share the video, and let's turn this thing up. All right, what we're talking about. Black power, right? And what does that encompass? All 12 tribes of Israel. Is it wrong to have power? Absolutely not. Can we be put in a situation where we can get it? Absolutely. All right, let's go. No, first of all, let me get the definition of power. Let's get the definition of power. Might be a couple of definitions. Just read through them and we'll figure out which one that best suits what we're talking about here.
This is the definition of power from Oxford Languages. Definition 1, the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Definition number 2, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events.
Ooh, say that one more time.
The capacity or ability to direct direct or influence.
All right, so then we say, look, man, it ain't gonna be no more Christmas. That's that, right? It ain't gonna be no more of these pagan holidays. That's that. You understand? But if we had the power to do it, then it wouldn't be no more eating crabs. All of the Red Lobsters gonna have to get closed, right? Because it's not of the Lord. But if we had the power to do it, then those things would change, right? Keep reading the definition, other definitions, Baba Kashad. You can start at the beginning of the second one.
The capacity or ability to direct influence
the
behavior of others.
To influence the behavior of others, right? Keep going.
Or the course of events. And that was the end of that definition. There's only 2, but I can pull up another one from Merriam-Webster.
Okay, let's get it.
One moment. All right, so in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, give me 1 second. All right, so the definition of power in the Merriam-Webster dictionary is ability to act or produce an effect. And then the second definition is capacity to be ability to act or produce an effect. And the second definition says capacity to be acted upon or to undergo an effect. The Merriam-Webster doesn't have as many, or doesn't have probably.
No sweat, no problem at all. But let's go ahead and read 1 Corinthians 4:20.
All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20. For the kingdom of God is not in word.
For the kingdom of God is not in word, right? It's not just something that you just talk about all the damn time. But what is it?
But in power.
But in what?
In power.
Say it one more time.
In power.
Power. That's what the kingdom of God is. Power. That's what we need in this nation is power. We don't need no more politicians. We don't need no more pastors. We don't need no more women pastors to go to goddamn seminary school to get up there to lie to you for 2 hours in church. We don't need no more Juanita Bynums. We don't need no more Daryl. Give me some pastors' names, man.
TD Jakes.
Oh, TD Jakes. That's one. Oh, give me some more. Creflo.
What's the full name that sings?
Philip.
No.
We don't need no more pastors, man. What's that one that got kicked out of Baltimore?
Jennings. Is he
Geno Jennings. We don't need no more pastors, man. We need power. Power. That's what we need. We don't need no more rappers. You understand? We need power. Not a strong nigga. You get my point? Just because you can bench 500 don't mean you got power. Just because you can deadlift 800 pounds is not power. Right? Because guess who got more power than a brother that can lift 800 pounds? Donald Trump. Because that brother he can lift 800 pounds, he can squat, 1,000, but can he feed 1 million people? Can he have the pen that can make SNAP benefits come or go? Go ahead.
Does he have the codes to the nuclear weapons?
Right. Does he have the codes to the nuclear weapons? Does he have any of those things? Absolutely not. Power is different. Donald Trump has power. When you turn on and you see Donald Trump and his cabinet sitting in there, what are they doing? They're at the UN. They're going to different places around the world, and they are fighting for the best possible position to put their people in. Right or wrong? Right. Now, in that UN, that's the United Nations, right? Every single nation is in there. What nation is in there for us? Donald Trump. That's our king. Why? Because we don't have power. Because otherwise we would have somebody black up there, right? Somebody to fight for black people in America. I mean, at this point, black people in America should be a race like anything else. I mean, we've been black for over 500 years, but we have no representation. Why? Because we have zero power. And this is what we have to get. Read it one more time.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
For the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power.
But in what?
But in power.
There we go, man. The kingdom of God is in power, man. The ability, like he read earlier in the dictionary, the ability to influence, the ability to dictate, the ability to make people stop eating crabs and lobsters and let them live. Right? We would have the ability to do those things if we had the proper power, but we're not going to be able to get the power because we want to do whatever we want to do. You think Jay-Z and all of them got power? No. You know what Jay-Z and them have? $1 billion and they don't do anything with it but buy luxury stuff that they could just start in front of us with. Right? Where's the black logistical company that's financed by the billionaires in America? Where's the mega carriers at? I'm talking about like Prime, Stevens Transport. You know, them big mega carriers that got 2,000 trucks on the road. Where's the black 2,000-3,000 trucks on the road at? Because every nation has to have logistics, right? But we got every belt that Amiri's got. We got every belt that, Gucci has. We don't even got a goddamn trucking company, mega carrier that could compete. Where are they at? They ain't nowhere. Why? Because we don't have power. Keeping the commandments of God is the power that we're going to need. Right? But until we understand the truth about the Bible, we're never going to know those things because we continue to just keep running down this whole, avenue of degeneracy when we don't have to. And the pastors is right at the helm. Right? 50-50 never been a problem amongst the black community. Of course we going 50-50. What the hell you think? You think I'm supposed to work all goddamn month to pay all the bills so that you can go out there and just do whatever the hell you want with your money? Nope. You coming in this house with that money. You're lucky we going 50-50. We should be going, You get my point. I ain't going to say that because the sister's going to get mad if I say, they pay 80 and I pay 20. Right? But you get my point. What I'm trying to say is that a household should be 50-50. What the hell are you talking about? What we don't live in America? You know what it is? Is the problem is that our women, the reason why I'm not even saying all women, because I'm just talking about the women that's on social media that put out that narrative. Those women are broke, period, right? They're broke and they're trying to put that on a black man. But if you really go deep into what's really going on there, what's really going on is what black women are trying to do, not all black women, all right? But what black women are trying to do is compare black men to white men. And because the white man has resources and he can do those types of things, he can be put in those types of categories where he can pay everything, then, you know, that's what we are up against. That's the very essence of what fame really is. What is fame? Somebody, anybody, tell me what fame is. Go ahead.
Fame is being popular or well known amongst a lot of people.
Right. But what makes a person famous? Like when you look at a person, what makes a person famous? I mean, they got people that are bums that are famous. You get my point? What I'm trying to ask is, like, because we had talked about this on the show one time on Rude of Speech. It was like, what is fame, right? And what we end up coming up with is that fame is because when you see a black person on TV, you see that this black person has the ability to compete with white people on a level that we are used to seeing white people on. So when you see a black person on that level, that person has some notoriety somehow, then we look at that person is somebody we should listen to in all things. That's why Cardi B is telling you who to vote for. She doesn't have any political science degrees. She doesn't know how to articulate racism. She doesn't know how to, you know, articulate what black people actually need that's on the ground with grassroots organizations. You know what? She's going to say, I think that we should all vote for Kamala Harris. And we look at that like, oh, man, you see what she said? That was deep. Because she got a song out that we all like called WAP. Get my point? It's not power. It's just something that we made up in our mind to be able to, you know, be able to explain why, you know, these people get to have a voice in our community. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what the very essence of fame is. It's when we see a black person that has the ability to compete with white people. And that's just a fact. All right. All right. Talent, we can forget about talent because you don't have to have talent to be famous. All right. Or to be able to be on that level that's perceived as a person that could compete with white folks. You don't necessarily have to have that, but long as the perception is there, black people will most likely get in line, right, when they see it, all right? And usually you can get that, usually you can look like that by just having on jewelry, but you don't have to have real jewelry. It just has to be moissanite and enough to pass the diamond tester, right? And women will love you and people will want to hear what the hell you got to say, all right? It's sad, right? All right, no sweat. Donald Trump has power, right? And man, you got 3 plates over there. What's going on over there? Oh, Slocky. I was trying to see what's going on over there. I'm just trying to see what's going on. All right? No sweat. Just trying to see what's going on. That brother obviously has power. He got 3 plates. God damn. He obviously has some power, right? Somewhere to have 3 plates. All right. No sweat. Let's go to got some notes today, Kohal. Let's read that first one that you have in the book Blueprint for Black Power. I got a what's the name there? It's a note that kind of lets you know where to go, and then we'll read a little bit out of it. Now, I got a book. It's called The Blueprint for Black Power, right? It's written by Dr. Amos Wilson. Now, if anybody ever heard about Dr. Amos Wilson. He's a black psychologist. Now, when you, if you listen to any of his lectures, I'm telling you, it is dope, right? You could type it in on YouTube, Dr. Amos Wilson. He got a lot of lectures. I watched tons of his lectures. Just when you hear him say like the African or whatever like that, just know that he's talking about black folk, right? And if you can just get past some of that, when he talk about the African and all that kind of stuff, because, you know, a lot of people do that. Like, what's the dude with the school? No, the school. Umar, like Umar does. Sometimes Umar says some stuff that's right? He says a lot of things that are right, but he always talks about black people being African, right? So if you can just dismiss all of that African stuff and just understand that he's really talking about black people, then a lot of the stuff that you could listen to could have some validity to it, and it could be good. Now, Dr. Amos Wilson, he said a lot of things that really I was able to research myself. A lot of the books I was able to research myself, and I was able to do the lecture that we did, which was the state of white supremacy, the first lecture that we did, but also he taught me about B.F. Skinner and the Skinner box, right? So if y'all didn't come to that lecture, you missed out, all right? But I'm going to be doing another one coming up soon here. But if you could read one of the excerpts out of the book, I'll be greatly appreciated.
Khan out of one Khan. This is the Blueprint for Black Power by Amos N. Wilson, page 503, first paragraph. Nation within a nation. The dark ghettos and visible walls have been erected by the white society, by those who have power.
Those who have what?
Those who have power. Both to confine those who have no power.
You dropping it. Could you read it one more from the top? Read it from the top one more time, Officer Kohal.
Count out of one Khan. The dark ghettos and visible walls have been erected by the white society, by those who have power.
By those who have power,
both to confine those who have no power and to perpetuate their powerlessness. The dark ghettos are social, political, educational, and above all, economic colonies. Their inhabitants are subject peoples.
Subject people.
Like subjects.
Like subjects, right. Underlings, right? The ghetto is full of underlings by people that have power, right? Read on. Go ahead, sis. Say it in the mic, because people got to hear you online. It's called The Blueprint for Black Power.
Thank you. Amos Wilson.
Yeah.
The dark ghettos are social, political, educational, and above all, economic colonies. Their inhabitants are subject peoples, victims of the greed, cruelty, insensitivity, guilt, and fear of their masters.
Of their who?
Masters.
Man, I'm tired of having masters, man. Are y'all tired of having masters?
I don't want to.
I'm tired of having the oppressor over top of us, dictating, like where we were earlier, dictating everything the hell we do. Go ahead. Bring the mic a little closer, man, because I think that the people need to hear the crispness, the crisp, how you say it, the crispness of what you're about to say. Go ahead.
One of the things that is really profound about what we're reading here is people can see it every day in social media. When something is happening in their neighborhoods, in a house that they may even own, because sometimes it is in the ghettos, but then you have black neighborhoods. The cops can come to your neighborhood, do something despicable to a brother or sister, and when you try to record or do something about it, like a subject, like if Rome sent their soldiers into your village, they can say, get your behind in the house before you get arrested too. And if you don't listen, the cops are going to show that they have power over the subjects in that neighborhood.
Yup. Most High in Christ. Absolutely. Because we've been taught by the Christian church by the stinking Christian church and the politicians that power is bad. Power is great. When I came into the school, I wanted power, right? I wanted power. And you, in order to get power, you got to work to get it, right? Nobody's going to hand it to you.
Right.
Nobody's going to hand it to you. You ain't going to be able to get power by just wanting it. You got to put the work in to actually get the power. And you can get it. It's nothing unrighteous about wanting to have power. If it's righteous, you get my point? If you're not going to be a tyrant with power, if you want to know how to be able to hold power, just look at brothers like General Muhammad, Captain Tawar, Captain Akkad, right? Captain Mawquad, Captain Tazariak, right? You got to just understand, hey, look, you got the example right there. They can give you the example of how to be able to hold power so that you can yield it in the right kind of way. Having power is not to have power to just crush your brother or to crush your sister, right? Power is a thing where you're supposed to understand what the brother that's under you is going through, and also you got to be willing to do everything that a brother that you was sent on the mission is willing to do, right? Why do you think Christ washed the disciples' feet? Right? Because the greatest what? Master is the greatest what? There you go. That's power. That's the very essence of what power is. The oppressor. You think Donald Trump knows what it's like to need food on a SNAP card? You think he knows what it means to sell food stamps? Sometimes people will sell food stamps because they need the cash more than they need the food. You get my point? Every situation is different. Go ahead.
Salakia, what you're saying is heavy. It's funny because, the rich, like you said, they don't know what it's like to be on a SNAP food card, but they know what it's like, to steal from poor people. Even though they don't know what it's like to be a poor person, they definitely know what it's like to have enough power to steal from poor people like Brett Favre, Donald Trump evading taxes. That's essentially, stealing from, poor people, because now poor people have to pay more taxes. Mm-hmm. They don't know what it's like to be poor, but they know what it's like to steal from poor people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, you know what, man? Like, if the oppressor, he don't even understand. And that's why, the Lord is in this. He doesn't even understand. If he would, like the scripture say, if he would restore the pledge, would he not be accepted? If he would give back what was stolen, then he might have some chance at, mercy, but he will not do it. That's how it is. You get my point? That's why it's so important that we do what we need to do so that we can get the power. The reason we're not going to get the power now is because we're not fit to have the power. How are we going to be fit to have the power when in one day we celebrating Juneteenth, but the next day we celebrating July 4th? So you celebrating when we wasn't told we got free, and then you celebrating the independence of the people that took yours away. And then everybody was like, "Oh, they don't want to give us SNAP benefits? Then it's a blackout." I posted it on Facebook. It's a blackout. We ain't going out on Black Friday. We're not going out on Cyber Monday. We ain't going out on Thanksgiving, right? We ain't going out on Christmas. And then they start giving partial benefits. I ain't seen another post about anything. So I went on the post that I saw, the original one. I said, so what did they give us SNAP benefits? Is Thanksgiving still off? Nobody responded. Because you know what the reality is? It's back on. Thanksgiving is back on. Cyber Monday is back on. Who? It's back on. Why? Because the oppressor decided to act right and give us what we needed. See what I'm saying? How are we going to get power? The Lord ain't going to give us no power. We're going to say Black Lives Matter until it's the year 3000. So that's another 75 years? 75 years, Tosh.
75 more.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be a baby by then. I'll be a baby by then because I don't, I want to live long, but I don't think I'm gonna live another 75 years. I could definitely say that. What's that word called? I definitely could say that I won't live for another 75 years. So I'll be how old? Carry the one. I'll be like 114, something like that.
You could do it.
I could do it, right? I could do it, but I'm gonna have to start eating vegetables, and that's it. That's it. No more steak, nothing.
Nah, you can still eat that.
Maybe that. But whatever. You get my point? You gotta. I don't think you'll live 75 years without eating, without doing anything. You're just not gonna live that long. All right. Go ahead.
So like, you can honor your mother and father and like start trying to get longer life. Isn't that only?
Well, I mean, if you okay, what I'm saying is, if you were in your 40s, you're not living 75 more years after that. Because then, how old would you be? Yeah, somewhere around there. I don't think nobody lives to be that old. And then it's not about how long you live. You my boy, right? It's the quality. You can live to be 114, and every time you get out the bed, somebody got to walk you to the bathroom. You don't have to. That's not, it's not all of that, right? But at the same time, what we're talking about, power, right? And at the end of the day, we want to be able to get it, all right? Let me go to Genesis 1:28. Let's go back to the beginning, all right? Let's go back to the beginning. We got any questions in the chat? Everybody good?
God, sorry, you said Genesis 1:28.
Yeah. Let me get there with you real quick.
Kind of, I don't want
Make sure this is the one I want. Go ahead. You got it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And God blessed them.
Mm-hmm.
And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Be what?
Fruitful and multiply.
Uh-huh.
And replenish the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And subdue it.
And subdue it. So how do you just subdue the earth? Go ahead.
Making farms and vineyards and subduing the animals to where you have them being, I guess, cattle and, stock and stuff like that.
Right, you're right. But how do you subdue them? And what do you have to subdue them? There you go. Keep reading.
And have dominion over the fish of the sea.
We don't got no dominion over the fish of the sea right now. Because guess what? In order to fish, what you got to have? A license. Try to go fishing without a license. And you're going to have a game warden like this with a pair of binoculars on. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to roll up on you and ask you for your fishing license.
Lock him up.
Ain't these fish natural? These are natural fish. This is Adam. We're in the beginning. This is Adam. He said Adam can have dominion over the fishes. We don't got no dominion over the fishes. Why? Because we don't have power. And in order to have dominion over the fishes, you have to have a goddamn fishing license. Right? Keep reading.
And over the fowl of the air.
Mm-hmm.
And over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Right. We don't got dominion over that. The oppressor has the dominion over the tuna and the crabs and the lobster and everything that comes out of that damn water. Right? The sister went home for the day? Oh. So this brother's eating from 3 plates. That's a new one. All right. Read it one more time, Salaki.
This is the
3 plates is throwing me off, Salaki.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Right. Uh-huh.
And replenish the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And subdue it. and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Right, because that would mean that you had power over those things. Right, it would mean that you were in the position to be able to control what happens to the fish. The oppressor is able to control what happens to the fish. Because otherwise, I seen this one show. It was about like game wardens. They'd be right out there in the woods, just like this, looking down there at people fishing. And then they roll up on you and say, "Yo, let me see what's going on in your cooler." Open up that cooler. Up, they take it out. Oh, you got a license for this? These ain't supposed to be hunted. This shit right now. These are supposed to be thrown back. You got a license? Oh, nah, I ain't got no license. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna lock you. They're gonna give you a ticket. Right, and they could possibly lock you up for killing an animal. I'm killing a fish in the off season, or killing a deer in the off season. Right, you can go to jail for that. You can get a hefty fine for that. Right, because you don't have the power to control what happens with the animals the way that the Lord gave it to you. Right, then the Lord say, read that one more time. Where he said, have dominion over what?
Khan, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air.
The Lord gave us the power in the beginning. We don't. Why don't we got it now? It was something that we did wrong, right? Along the way, because how could it be in the beginning? The Lord give us the dominion, and then at the end, we don't got no dominion. So then that would have to logically, I'll have to go back to see where it all went wrong, right? So I would have to go back to at least Deuteronomy, right? The 28th chapter or something like that, somewhere around there, to figure out what the hell happened, right? Because let me get Deuteronomy 28 and let's get 16.
Khan.
Bedrock. Let's go.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
No, take me up to 15. Is that the one where it says, if thou will not hearken? Take me to that one.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou will not hearken.
Will what?
Not hearken.
Will not listen.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
How many?
All his commandments.
The church just tells you that all that is done away with, and now we're under Christ. What did it say?
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. And overtake thee.
So all the curses will come upon us because we chose not to listen to the commandments. Because if we don't listen to the commandments, that means that we don't have power. So by proxy, when you look at a person that would have power, or the people that would have dominion over the fish and everything else, those are the people that would follow the commandments, right? Which would be us. But since we don't follow the commandments, we would be on the bottom of everybody, and we wouldn't have dominion over the animals, dominion over nothing, dominion over business, dominion over anything, right? The opposite end of the spectrum shows that we are the people. That's why the Bible can't be talking about nobody else but us, right? Let me read. Give me the basket in thy store. That might be 17, right? 28 and 17 or 18? 17. Deuteronomy 28 and 17.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket.
The basket. What is a basket? That's the stuff that goes in the damn basket. That's the food, right? That you don't have dominion over, right? That you don't have power over, right? And what else?
And thy store.
Right, and the store that you're going to go in to even buy the damn basket that's cursed anyway. And what is all of that encompass? What's going to be in the store? fish, fowls of the air, chicken, turkey, all of those things that it's going to be there, you ain't going to have no dominion over none of that. No power over none of that. That's why our basket and our store is cursed. Not by the Lord, but by us. That's why I always, and every brother know in the school that I always say that when it says cursed, it's not the Lord cursing us, it's us cursing ourselves. Like meaning this, I'm gonna talk to us straight, man. If you tell a nigga, stop hustling on the block, and the nigga keep on hustling and get locked up, what did you put him in that situation, or did he put himself in that situation?
Put himself in the situation.
He put himself in that situation. So it's the same thing with the Lord. The Lord told us what to do and what not to do, and we choose to do what the Lord told us not to do. And we end up in a situation. So are we cursed by the Lord, or did we curse ourselves? We cursed our damn self. Right? The Lord, the other nations don't need none of this. That's why I say, man, coming to the truth makes you a regular person. Because everybody else is regular. The East Indians is regular. You know, the East Indians got together and said, you know what? We're going to take over all the Dunkin' Donuts from sea to shining sea. We're going to take them from the North Coast to the East Coast, to the South Coast, to the West Coast, right? And we're going to own them all. And they do. Because guess what? I was a truck driver, and I drove everywhere. And guess who owns the Dunkin' Donuts? The East Indians. Guess who owns the liquor stores? The good old Arabs, right? Walking around a rock. They worship in a rock, and they make sure that we got all our libations, right? Look at everything that's going on. The reason that is going on is because we chose not to listen to the commandments. And because we don't listen to the commandments, we don't have no power. And this is why every year we get played. Every 4 years we get played. Every 2 years we get played. You know, they talk about Mom Donnie. You know Mom Donnie? What's his name?
The mayor.
What's the new mayor of New York?
That sounds about right.
What's the mayor of New York? Mom Donnie. His last name, Mom Donnie. They're like, oh no, because he's a socialist. He's a socialist. You know what I mean? He trying to make New York like Cuba. we see what's going on in Cuba. You know what I mean? They ride cars from the 50s. Over here, look, we can't even get cars to run that's from 2020. We can't even get the brothers over there getting them to run from the 50s. Right? That's rough. Now everybody talking about, go ahead.
No, I was just going to give you his first name if
Go
you
ahead.
wanted it. It's Zoran and then last name Mondani.
Yeah,
So
Zoran Mondani. Yeah. Trying to tell you, man, all of it's a game. It's a game on us because what? We don't have power, right? And when you look at it, like it's like the power that we think we have, it's all an illusion. You know, we're a political football that they throw and they catch it. Oh, I got niggas over here. Hold on. We got voted out. Got niggas over here now. See what I'm saying? And we just go back and forth. You got niggas that's trying to be conservative now. You got Hispanics that's trying to be conservative. But with Hispanics for Trump. And then it just so happens your grandma got caught up. We got a car out front. We got a car. I work at a automotive shop. We got a car out front from a Mexican. We can't get in contact with him. That car's been here for 2 months. What do you think we think about him? He got deported. Car gone. Can't find him. Every time we call the number, I was thinking about taking the car. So it's a Lincoln. He would want me to have it. He would want me to have it. That's all I'm saying. He would want me to have it. I think, right? He would want me to have it. That brother's in Mexico. We can't get a car. How you drop a car off at the shop and never come back? Yeah, that brother probably got deported. Huh? Yeah, we checked it out. It don't have no body or nothing like that. It just need a transmission job. It's a good one too, Thosh. You might want to get that one. But you get my point. I'm trying to get it through, man, because we're very hard-headed. Right? I'm trying to get it through. Let me get Jeremiah 1 and 10. Let me tell you what it's going to take to get power. All right? Jeremiah 1 and 10.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
Over the nations. With what? Power. That's what we would have. The Lord set us as watchmen. To be a watchman means that you have to have power. Read on.
And over the kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
To root out.
To what?
Root out.
To root out what? Lies. All the things that come at our people. All the things that the propaganda that's put out there for us to believe. That's what we here to root out. If you're a watchman that has power, you rooting out all of that. Right? Keep reading.
And to pull down.
To pull down what? The strongholds on our people. Like the Bloods, the Crips, the Nietas, the Patias, the goddamn black disciples. We would pull down those strongholds on our people that would continue to make us not have power. Keep reading.
And to destroy.
To destroy what? Does him do this on his damn show? To destroy what? False doctrine.
Right.
To destroy what? False doctrine. Right? That's what we're here to do. And what does that give you? Power. Keep reading.
And to throw down.
To throw down what? Everything that's coming up against our people. Read on.
To build.
But also when you do that, when you tell a Muslim from Philly that Islam ain't the way, you got to build that brother up after you give him the truth. Because what does it do when you tell him that Islam ain't the way? It breaks his heart. It breaks his heart. You know? Because what did he believe his whole life? That the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet. He believed that going to Mecca and taking his Hajj was the proper way to serve God. And then when you tell him that it's not the way, it's going to break his heart. But what you got to do, read it one more time.
To build
Mm-hmm.
and to plant.
To plant what? To plant the understanding of what real power comes from by keeping the commandments. Now you got to plant that into other brothers. But then when you plant that, now you got to give it time to grow. Keep reading.
Verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou?
I think that was it.
Okay,
but to plant, but that's to plant that seed. So then, then after that, brothers can come into the truth, sisters can come into the truth. You know what we doing right now? What we all do, Thashim do, I do, Kohal does. We're planting. You know when ISCPK first came to Delaware, right? They first came to Delaware in 2007. You know what I was doing in 2007? I was getting lit. I was the life of the damn party. I was popping pills, smoking weed, doing whatever the hell I wanted to do. But guess what else? General Muhammad and all them, General Mayak and all of them, General Katham Gabar and all them was downtown in Wilmington teaching. And I was spinning the block deep into the game. I came into the truth in 2015. 8 years later, I came into the truth. Ain't that something? That's crazy. They was planting the seeds And it took 8 years for me to finally see it. I'm riding around town. I was deep in the game. I was in the game. I ain't know nothing about that they was downtown. I ain't know nothing about Israelites. I ain't know nothing about nothing, right? But then once I did learn about it and I did understand, it brought me into the truth, and I'm here now from 2015 all the way till now. You know what I mean? Which ain't a long time in the truth, but it would have never happened if them brothers would have never planted those seeds that eventually would have grew. You get my point? And that's why I always tell brothers, don't look at, and sisters as well, don't look at, like, when you come to class, don't look at like, oh, it ain't 50 million people here. You get my point? Just be grateful for the people that you do have here. Because guess what, those few people that are here, what do they want? Right, but not what I'm looking for. Power. That's what they do want. These sisters in here, they want to have it. Somewhere down, deep down, you understand that you want some sort of power. Why else would you want to even be in the truth? You want some power, right? You don't want the oppressor over you, right? So then you want power, right? We can't never go nowhere because we always got to work. You think life is about that? You being born into life to come here to work every day until you dead. That's what life is about? No. You think the oppressor don't have enough money so everybody can have a big screen TV? I used to drive truck. They have warehouses with 98-inch TVs collecting dust. But they're not going to give it to you. You know what they'll do? They'll say, we're going to have a doorbuster sale on Black Friday. So then you fighting some old white woman for a goddamn, 65-inch for $100. Now you fighting some woman, right? Why? Right. You better bust her over the head with a goddamn forklift. Why? Because the people that do, then they can look at you and say, look at these niggas. Look what they doing on Black Friday. They understand what you're going to do because they know that you want a TV for $150. They understand you want a 75-inch for $150. They understand that. You got TVs in every single room of the damn house, but you got to beat this white woman up. So this old lady that's 85, you got to beat her up because you want to get this last TV that they put out on the pallet in the store. So they can look at that and say, look at these niggas. Look, they ain't got no home training. Look at them. Look how degenerate they are. Why? Because they have power to do that. You think you think they got a surplus of diamonds. You get my point? They got a surplus of diamonds. You think diamonds are expensive because the people with power make them expensive. You get my point? So the reason that we're willing to go and shoot a nigga and willing to go and shoot the block up to get money so that you can go buy diamonds is all because the oppressor set the price. You know what I mean? And now we look at that as that's something that's desirable, something that I got to kill and be willing to die to get because the oppressor has enough power to do it. And the oppressor has enough power to be able to control the consequences and the rewards of anything that you do. That's why the oppressor has power. So in order for us to have that power, we got to keep the commandments. That's as simple as that. Then we'll be able to control rewards and punishment. And when you can control rewards and punishment, you there, Thosh. You there. But in order to get that, we got to be the people worthy to get it. All right? No sweat. Boom. Let me get, let me see. 2 Timothy 1:7.
Count out of one time.
Let me get there with you real quick. Go on. Remind me, Quahal, to go next door. 1 Timothy. First Timothy 1:7. No, 2 Timothy 1:7. I'm sorry, y'all. 2 Timothy 1:7. I gotta get there with you. It's locked here.
Count out of one cup.
Sometimes I'll be. All right, 2 Timothy 1, verse 7. You got it. Whenever you're ready.
Count out of one cup.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
For God hath now given us.
Has what? Now read that again.
Count out of one cup. For God hath not given us
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of fear,
Right. But what did he give us?
but of power.
Of what?
Of power.
Say it one more time.
Of power.
Of power. Uh-huh.
And of love. And of a sound mind.
Right. Because in order to have power, you got to have those things too. You gotta have a sound mind. You can't be easy to fly off the damn cuff all the damn time. We know you can fight. You ain't always got to be, flying off the damn cuff all the goddamn time. Sometimes you got to have a sound mind. Why? Because the brothers and the sisters that's with you will move when you move, right? But you got to be the type of person that can have the presence of mind to be able to not put those brothers in a situation where they got to kill somebody. Not put a sister in a situation where she gonna have to, knife somebody up. You gotta have the presence of mind to be able to do that, because people in the world, guess what they do? Come on, man. Somebody slap my baby mom. Let's go ride on these niggas, right? You get my point? They put you in the car, and guess what? You're doing 50 years now. You know how many brothers are doing 50 years behind just hopping in the car with somebody that didn't have the presence of mind? Because they didn't have the proper power that they needed to have. That's why it's important that we do have the presence of mind when you do have the power, right? Read it one more time.
Count out of one com. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear,
Uh-huh.
but of power.
Of power, man. You ain't got to be afraid of nothing. What the hell you got to be afraid of something for when you work for the power that controls life and death? The hell you afraid of? You don't want to go to camp because you afraid. A lot of these brothers, man, they scared. That's what it really come down to. A lot of these sisters, man, they come through, they scared, man. You scared of what could happen. There ain't nothing happened to you. Remember we was reading the scripture about, you have not resisted unto blood. You ain't resisted unto blood. Ain't nobody punching you in the mouth for being here, but you can't seem to make it because you afraid. That's why I said the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of what?
Of power.
Of power. That's what the Lord gave us, man. The spirit of power. The Lord wants you to have it, but you don't want it because, you're so used to everybody else leading. At some point, we're going to have to lead. I'll give you all an example. When I used to work, I'm an electrician by trade, right? I'm an electrician by trade. I ain't just saying it, Kohal. I actually got my actual paperwork. I'm an electrician, right? That actually has power, right? So one thing that I learned, right, was when I was working for the water company, it was, I kind of equate both to, to my point I'm trying to make here. When I was working at the water company, I was an electrician. And when I first started working there, it was like, every time I got into a jam, I would call somebody. Oh, yo, I'm going through this. I would call the supervisor. Oh, yo, I'm going through this. Call the dude that worked there that was a little bit more experienced than me. Oh, yeah, I'm going through this, right? You know what happened one day? I was in the jam. I called the dude that I used to always call. He didn't answer the phone. I called my supervisor. He didn't answer the phone. So what happened? I had to make a decision. right? And in that decision, I had to make whether decision was going to be right or whether this decision was going to be wrong, because I didn't have nobody else to lean on. You get my point? That's how it got to be for us. It got to be, we got to be able to make this decision and not lean on nobody. We don't need no allies. You know, be like, well, we need white allies. We need white people to help us because we might make the wrong decision. Right? At some point, we're going to have to make a goddamn decision without nobody else, because eventually you're going to have to stand on your own. And this is why I didn't have nobody to turn to. I'm equating all this alcohol to what I'm talking about tonight. I didn't have nobody else to call, right? I had to make a decision by myself. Now, was the decision a good decision? Yes, it actually worked. But I was afraid like hell. I was scared like hell, because I was like, damn, if I make this wrong decision, man, this is gonna be bad. But the decision was right. Now, how would I have known that if I have never stood on my own to make the decision on my own? And that's what I'm talking about, what power is to the nation of Israel. It's about us standing on our own and being able to make decisions to stand on our own, whether they be good or bad. But at the end of the day, it's our decision. Chinese people make their own decisions. East Indians make their own decision. Whether it's good or bad, it's their decision. Our decision gotta be, it has to be determined by Donald Trump or, Kamala Harris or, give me some more. What's the last president? Joe Biden. Our decision has to be made by some stinking comedian. Our decision has to be made by somebody else, not you. Why? Because you too busy trying to turn up in the club. You too busy trying to stand on the couch. You too busy trying to drink off the top shelf. You too busy trying to make a nigga go 50-50. No, my bad. To not make a nigga go 50-50. See what I'm saying? How can we get power like that? We don't get no power. We're going to stay right where we are. While the oppressor going to Mars, he trying to colonize Mars. He trying to colonize Mars, and we can't figure out how to get equal with the oppressor. I said this before. The oppressor, he can't figure out why Asians score so high on the SAT scores, right? Because Asians, they score very, very high. So the oppressor is trying to figure out, how can we make our students, be equal with the Asian students in SAT scores? So he's trying to figure that out while we're trying to figure out how we can be equal with him. So even if we equal with the white man one day, we won't be equal to the Asians. So you get my point. Let's lock it. So like it. Let me get oh man, so like it, man. Let me get Ecclesiastes 5:19. Ecclesiastes 5:19.
Kind of one come.
Huh? Yeah, it's out there. You see it? It worked too. It's still the battery, everything worked. It's good. You just need a transmission.
Ecclesiastes 4.
Ecclesiastes 5:19.
5:19. Kind of one come, sir.
I just got two scriptures. One more scripture after this. All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Kind of one come. Did you want me to read anything else out of the book that you had marked down?
Oh yeah. What you have?
Sir, you have.
What was the third one?
You have page 832.
832.
And then page 357 about Monopoly and
let's go to Monopoly.
Kind of one kind.
All right, let me read one more thing out of the blueprint Blueprint for Black Power.
And I still holding that video for you as well.
Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
All right, this is the Blueprint for Black Power by Amos and Wilson. This is page 357. It says, as J.C. Smith contends, monopoly is the essence of power. The exercise of power by the white American ruling elite requires that it retains a monopoly of three kinds of power.
So now we're seeing that the essence of power is a monopoly. It's like the ability to control everything. Go ahead.
Three kinds of power: physical or military power, economic power.
Physical and military power, which we don't have. Go ahead.
Economic power.
Economic power, which we don't have. Go ahead.
Ideological power.
Ideological power. That's the Christianity. Go ahead.
Physical power entails the capacity to use brute force on other persons or peoples. Economic power entails the capacity to grant or withhold economic benefits.
Who do we have physical power over? Each other. That's all the hell we do. We ready to shoot a nigga. We ready to shoot a bitch. Salakia for my language. We ready to shoot. We ready to shoot. You know how I know? Because I watched First 48. And you see women on there ready to go on a drill to go shoot up a bunch of other females that they was talking trash to on social media. And those women, guess what? They end up going to prison for the rest of their life, right? Because that's who we exercise the physical power on. Go ahead.
Economic power entails the capacity to grant or withhold economic benefits.
Go ahead.
If I could, we see that America tries to do that to, different countries. They have issues with the sanctions and the tariffs, and they even do that to Black people as far as giving benefits to others that they don't give to us. So we see that in everyday life.
Absolutely.
All right. Withhold economic benefits, whether in terms of money, property, or resources.
Like the SNAP benefits. Keep reading.
Ideological power consists of the capacity to affect others, affect other people's actions by persuasion.
So y'all see that's the three monopolies of power that the oppressor has, right? Let me go to that last one and we get it out the way. All right. So y'all see, those are the three monopolies on power that you have to have, is the physical, the economic, and the military, right? Three of the things that we don't even focus on. We focus on voting. That's what we focus on. Getting somebody getting Glorilla to tell you to get out and vote. You know why Glorilla is such a good reason, a good way to tell Black women to vote? Because all you want to do is put your behind up in the air like a goddamn skunk. As soon as a goddamn camera get on you, you want to turn around and toot your behind up in the air. That's why they look. What'd you say? What'd you say?
You said you talking about twerking?
Yeah, because that's twerking. That's why Megan Thee Stallion is up there, because Black women like to twerk. You like to shake your behind and put it up in the air like a goddamn skunk, right? Because that's what skunks do. They put it. As soon as you walk up to a skunk, they look. If there's a camera on you or not, right? And that's what they want to do. And that's why Kamala Harris had so many, that's why she had Megan Thee Stallion up there. She had Glorilla up there, because they know that all Black women want to do is turn up. They're not concerned with the issues that affects Black people, that affects their situation. So they look at you like a child. What does a child want to do? Just have fun. A child just want to have fun. That's it, right? They're not concerned about the political science that is behind everything. They just want to turn up. That's it. That's why they had Glorilla up there at the Democratic National Convention saying, it's 7 p.m. Friday, it's 95 degrees, I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. I'm about to show my ass, right? See what I'm saying? That's and you know why Kamala Harris did that? Because she knows that a lot of Black women are stupid. She knows that a lot of black women are dumb and emotional. And she knows that by having somebody go up there and talk about twerking, that's going to invoke a emotion in you that's going to make you believe that this person that's trying to get your vote is actually here for you. That she hasn't vocalized any sort of policies that's going to make life better for you. She just needs you to go and vote. And guess what? Everybody knows that about black people. That's what's sad about it. Everybody knows. When she came and talked about black men, she was like, oh, we're going to decriminalize niggas getting stopped and locked up for weed. Why? Because she think every black person smokes weed. That's how they look at us. Because we're children to them. And children don't have no power. A child can't come home from school and tell you, hey man, I know I was acting up today, but I forgive you for not putting me on punishment. You're gonna be like, what? You know what I mean? I'm allowing what happened today to slide because I have power over you to not put you on punishment. And that's what these other nations know. And the reason that they do it is because they know that the black man doesn't have power. And what does that do? That makes being black very dangerous. You know why? Because black men are emasculated on such a high level in America that what's the only thing you have left? Ego, right? And so if I rub a black man wrong in the club, I got to know that this nigga will blow my damn brains out. Why? Because he's emasculated and his ego is fragile. And he'll blow you down to the ground. You know what I mean? And shoot you and kill you, and he'll go to prison for the rest of his life because he has nothing else left to give because he's emasculated. Why? Because he does not have power. That's why black on black crime is so dangerous. That's why a nigga will shoot you dead if you disrespect his ego, because he gets disrespected from everybody. Guess who the one person that he's going to be respected by? You. We say that's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But I'm telling you, a brother will take disrespect from everybody, but he ain't going to take none from you because guess the only power that he has is a gun. And he don't even consider the fact that he gonna have to stay in jail for 70 years or 80 years. All he can think about is this nigga disrespected me. So that's why we gotta understand what's going on here. All right, power. Go ahead, keep reading. Any more on it?
Sir, this is page 832 of Blueprint for Black Power by Amos N. Wilson. Bottom paragraph. It says, thus at this juncture, that the assimilationist leadership establishment has not achieved racial assimilation.
Mm-hmm.
It has achieved the right of blacks to vote while they suffer homelessness and and underemployment, grossly inadequate education, continuing racial discrimination, injustice, and oppression.
But
Right,
you got the right to vote, though. But you're gonna suffer all the rest of it, right? Homelessness. What else?
It says homelessness, and underemployment.
Underemployment.
Grossly inadequate education. Continuing racial discrimination. Injustice and oppression.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, and I gotta validate it to make sure it's real. But I've been seeing, people on, social media start to bring out how in the military, black people aren't even allowed to have waves anymore. It's a new directive or order for hair in the military. So you're going into the military and you can't even bring your whole self. Like you only need like maybe an inch of hair to brush to get waves as a black person. You're not allowed to have that in the military.
Right. Because you don't got no damn power.
And there's a little bit more on the other page.
Go ahead.
All right. It says a moral liberalism of rampant teenage pregnancy, devastating drug trafficking and addictions, black on black criminality and violence, cultural vulgarity and incivility, educational underachievement, disruptiveness, and drop outism, and the paucity of business ownership and economic impoverishment.
Yeah, the paucity of business ownership, meaning that we don't have the business ownership that, you know, like if you look at the Department of Interior, the black business is less than 1%, right? It's the paucity of black ownership. Go ahead. Business ownership. Go ahead.
Kanada Wankan. Salaki, let me get back to it. Salakia. Hold on, it's
no sweat.
All right, and the paucity of business ownership and economic impoverishment in the community.
In the community, see that? Without power, we don't have anything. We have the illusion. What's going on?
I'll cue the video up for you.
Okay, go ahead. Now I want to just play one video, and then I'm gonna do one scripture, and then we out of here. But I want to show y'all what this oppressor said. This is B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner basically was he's a Harvard. He was at Harvard, a professor at Harvard, and he did a lot of experiments like the Skinner box experiment, operant conditioning, classical conditioning, and he did a lot of these experiments. And these experiments, it was about power. You know, but they would use animals though. They would use like a dog or a pigeon or something like that, and they would be able to take these experiments and say, how can we control this pigeon? How can we control this dog? But if you put a black person in the position of a dog or the position of the pigeon, you would understand what they were actually really talking about. A lot of people, they go to psychology. A lot of black people go into psychology, and they don't even know that all these experiments that you're talking about is experiments about you and how they control you. Now, the black psychology student and the white psychology student is going to get two different understandings of psychology. He's going to get the white man is going to get the real psychology. The black person is going to get the psychology of the fake psychology. He's going to just think that all these experiments is about dogs and cats and pigeons and all of that. But really, it's about how they control you, because psychology is really Eurocentric. All right. Let's show a video about it, and he's going to tell you how they can have control.
Because we have been taught how to control ourselves.
How do we control ourselves?
Well, by doing what we would do to control someone else, which is to manipulate the environment. Rather than just go with an act of will, we change the world in which we live, and if we're successful and skillful, we
control ourselves.
Well, by doing what we would do to control someone else, which is to manipulate the environment. Rather than just go with an act of will, we doesn't mean that we are unable to do things about our own behavior, because we are. We're able to change the world in which we live. And
so what she said was, she asked him, how will we control people? Let's listen to it one more time.
We've been taught how to control ourselves.
How do we control ourselves?
Okay, stop it right there. She said, how do we control ourselves? Because she's asking about how they control people, right? She said, how do we control ourselves? He said, we will control ourselves the same way we control people. I mean, play on.
To manipulate the environment.
Could you go back a couple more seconds back to the 20? And then he said, we will what?
We control ourselves.
Well, by doing what we would do to control someone else, which is to manipulate the environment.
You see that? He said manipulate the environment. That's how we would control people. You see that? He would manipulate the environment. Like what? Like a rat that you put in a box. And when you put the rat in the box, the rat can't go nowhere. And when you control what the rat eats and what the rat if it gets water, if it's in this box, this rat will hit a lever 5 times to get a pellet. The rat will hit the lever 2 times to get a pellet. Whatever you wanted to do, it would do it because you control the food and the water and the environment. And then you look at yourself, look at us, and who controls our water? The water company. Who controls our environment? The police. The people that own the houses that you live in, that you're paying rent on. Who controls your environment? Who controls the food? Wegmans, Food Lion, give me some more. Pathmark, Save-A-Lot, Lidl, all of these different places, all of these people control the food. So what can they make you do? They can create an environment that you're going to have to hustle in, can't they? They're going to create an environment that you got to be tough in, ain't they? They're going to create an environment that if you're going to have to shoot somebody, you're going to have to shoot somebody. Why? So that you can survive. He just told you just now, he said, you can control your behavior just like we would control anybody else's behavior. We would manipulate the environment. And he just said it right there and nobody even caught it. And that's how the oppressor controls us. That's how we don't have power, because the oppressor exercises it on us right there. So we're going to go to this last scripture and wrap it up. You know what I mean? I believe everybody kind of get the point right now. Let me go to, let me see. Ecclesiastes 5:19. And we'll end it right there.
Count out of one count.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power.
And given him what?
Given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God.
Right. So every nigga that you see with money, every chick that you see with money, that's from the Lord, right? The Lord blesses you, right? But when you do get that blessing, it is a great responsibility once you do get it. How we don't have no damn logistics companies that's on a level like Prime Trucking, like Stevens Transport Trucking, like Snyder Trucking, that has thousands of trucks on the road pushing logistics, right? How can we get to a point if we don't have those people? I mean, those types of truck companies that are out there pushing logistics, so it could put us in a way on a level to where we can compete. We don't got no military. The oppressor want to put us in slavery. We going back in slavery. Only thing that's stopping us from going to slavery is the Lord. I don't give a damn how many guns you got. How long are you going to hold out if the oppressor creates he has the places to manufacture the gun parts? You know how I know? Because I did electrical work at a company that manufactures gun parts. Nigga think that he gonna do something with your hammer. What happens when your hammer runs out of bullets if you can't make no more? You get my point? Real power lies in the hands of the oppressor. Fake power lies in the hands of the Israelites. And in order for us to get real power, we got to keep the commandments. Because if not, we going to stay here forever. Christ ain't never coming back. Christ ain't coming back to no goddamn nation full of twerk queens and pimps. Christ ain't coming back for that. What? You think Christ gonna come back for that? Even like I was talking to somebody earlier, man. Even when you think about the mathematics of it, the Christianity, well, how many billions? Because somebody look up that. How many billions of Christians are there in America? Because somebody, please, I'm gonna end it on that, Tosh. How many? You think Christ gonna come back to that? We can't even stop celebrating Christmas. We can't even stop eating pork. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. Go ahead. How many Christians are in the earth?
Oh, well, that's it only in America right there.
You said Earth or America?
The earth.
The Earth. Okay.
How many Christians are in the earth? We want to go for the whole four corners. The four corners. Somebody give me that. How many Christians? You got it?
It says there are over 2.6 billion.
2.6 what?
Billion Christians in the world today.
So why hasn't Christ returned? If it's 2.6 billion, and would it say that in order for us to for everything to happen, 12,000 from each tribe. That's 12,000 from the tribe of Reuben, 12,000 from the tribe of Naphtali, 12,000 from the tribe of Judah, 12,000 from the tribe of Benjamin, 12,000 from the tribe of Asher, 12,000 from the tribe of, give me some more, Reuben. So you mean to tell me between 2.6 billion, we don't got 144,000? Mathematically, Christianity ain't the way. What about Islam? How many Islam? And I'm gonna end it after this. How many Islam? I just want to let everybody get the actual number. How many Islamic black folks are there? Islamic Hispanics that's out there. How many is there?
There are 2 billion Muslims in the world.
2 billion Muslims in the world. And it's not what? 12,000 from Reuben, 12,000 from Naphtali, 12,000 from Benjamin, 12,000 from Judah. Ain't that number small? 144,000 compared to 2 billion. So that shows you that none of those things are the way. And the only way we're going to get, go ahead, Tosh.
Salakia, sir. I looked up black Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
It says there is no exact global number for black Muslims.
Black Muslims.
African American.
We somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We somewhere in there because when you add, all the Muslims from the four corners, that's what I'm talking about. I'm more so talking about them. The four corners of the earth globally, right? Because there's Israelites everywhere, right? It's still not enough. So that's showing you that it's not the way. That's not the way to get power. The only way to get power is to keep the commandments, come into the ISUPK, get yourself ready, get yourself right, come to class, stop eating pork, and stop celebrating these stinking holidays. Damn. Then maybe we can get some power. With that being said, I'm going to turn the class over to Precinct Officer Kohal. He got 3 plates and he got 2. All right, no sweat. I want brothers to have more plates, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Because I got brotherhood, man. They got power tonight. One minute, this look crazy. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta go right. All right, this is the ISUPK security announcements. Rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Also remember tithes, which is a commandment. It can be found in Numbers 18 and 21, and also Malachi 3, 8 through 10. In the Hebrew, it means ma'ashra, which is 10% of any increase the Lord gives you. We do have a priest fund or a free will offer, which is not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated. The up and coming holy convocation is, let me get it right.
Feast of dedication.
Feast of dedication, which is Sunday, December 14th. All right. Back to it. All right. If you want to be a trooper in the school, remember to wear black boots, pants, shirt, and headband. And with that being said, men of Israel, Amidrim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amidrim, Barak, Yajim Mitzah. We're going Sar. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters, you can go ahead and stand. All right, let's just be straight. All right, most honor Christ. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amidrim, Barak,
Yahweh Shema, Alatan Ba'Shem Yahushai.
All right, Yajim Mitzah. The class is this.
I say it in my ear all the time. Listen, one time the general came up to me and saluted me, and I was like,